As unofficial campaigning continues, Scott Morrison was getting diggy with it. But the Prime Minister may need a bigger shovel after the week he's had.
The ruthlessness and the bullying, the lack of respect for the Liberal Party.
I've got text messages from a Cabinet Minister telling me, I believe you.
You better do something.
Congratulations on being the worst Prime Minister we've ever had.
The worst Prime Minister the Liberal Party has put up since Billy McMahon, except Billy McMahon had principles.
And while the PM's been making headlines for all the wrong reasons, this week Anthony Albanese hasn't been making headlines for many reasons at all.
They know who we are. They know what we've achieved. They know what our plans are. They don't know anything about Labor because Labor haven't told them.
We'll have more to say about the detail. We'll have more to say on that. We'll consider that, of course, and have more to say.
Morrison accusing the man who wants his job of trying to pull a Bradbury.
And they're not going to skate to an election without the proper scrutiny that should come. And this election campaign is very important.
But Albanese says it's the PM who needs to get his skates on.
Why aren't we in an election right now?
Scott Morrison again today dancing around the issue of when he's going to finally call the election.
You'll know very soon.
How soon?
Very soon.
How soon?
You'll know when I'm announcing it.
Enough. Call the election. Let the Australian people decide.
And joining us from Canberra is Coalition Senator Bridget McKenzie and Labor Senator Katy Gallagher. Bridget, I guess this is a question for you. When is the election going to be called?
Well, as you all know, that is absolutely the purvey of the Prime Minister, as is the want in this country. We know he has to call it by Easter Monday. The last day we can hold an election is May the 21st if we want to make sure we've got the Senate and the House of Representatives going on the same day. So it really is up to the Prime Minister. So any day now.
OK, but come on, Bridget, the hot tip is Sunday morning is when he's going to call it. What are your plans Sunday morning? Are you keeping it free? Is the diary clear?
Hamish, as you know, last weekend they were all calling it for Wednesday, Thursday. So I think look at the bookies, put your money on. But it really is in his domain. On Sunday, I'm actually flying to Rockhampton, no matter what he does. So, yeah, that's my plans for Sunday.
So, Katy, just help us all think this through, because as I understand it, if he calls it on Easter Sunday, then that means the lower house has to come back for another sitting, doesn't it?
Well, I think we just need to be put out of our misery, Hamish. I'm sure, you know, doesn't the Prime Minister tell Barnaby, and Barnaby could tell Bridget, and then we could tell everybody? Look, we just need it, you know, Sunday, please. We're all hoping it's Sunday, but the notice did go out for the Parliament, for the House to sit next week. So there are a few people booking flights just to Canberra thinking they are coming here on Monday, but fingers crossed, hopefully it's Sunday.
Bridget, it sounded like Katy just accused you of being the leaker, obviously, in the Liberal Party there.
The National Party, Pete, the National Party.
National Party, I'm sorry, I apologise. Hey, Anthony Albanese was in Adelaide today and he tried to zing the Prime Minister by suggesting he doesn't know where the Governor-General lives. Let's have a look.
I've got to say, I feel like putting in a phone call to the Prime Minister if he doesn't know where the Governor-General lives and offer him a lift to the Lodge to call this election.
Of course, he'll be just giving the Prime Minister a lift to his own house there. Katy, does Albo know where the Governor-General actually lives?
I reckon he would. I reckon he would. He spends a lot of time in Canberra.
Now he would.
It's a pretty important drive, that drive from Parliament House down Dunrussell Drive in Canberra. But, yeah, again, I'm sure that there'll be lots of people watching that short drive over the next couple of days.
And, Bridget, we should make sure that Scott Morrison actually definitely know where the Governor-General lives.
Look, I've been to the Government House with the Prime Minister a few times and he definitely knows where His Excellency lives. And, you know, Albo, if you want to be the Prime Minister, better check out where the head of state lives versus where you want to hope to live.
I think he just wants to give him a lift.
The election hasn't even started yet, but already it's getting really personal. Katy, Albanese has been accused of being quite a bland person. He's like the Louis Tomlinson in One Direction. Nobody cares if he's not on the poster. What do you say to that?
Look, Albo's authentic. He's a hard worker and he really wants to be Prime Minister of this country. He's got all the qualities needed for leadership. And I think people will see more and more of that as they switch on during the campaign. And they'll see a really, really impressive guy who'd be a great Prime Minister of this country.
Bridget, I'm sure you disagree with that, but obviously this whole issue of the leaders being a drag on the vote is very real for both sides of politics right now. The Prime Minister's been called everything from a bully to a liar. Is he actually a problem for you out campaigning over the next few weeks?
Oh, look, I think we've seen the pile on the Prime Minister. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I've worked with him for a while. You know, we don't always agree, obviously, on policy issues. We have those robust discussions, but I know absolutely he's the man that's got the track record of delivering and a strong plan for the future.
But as we as a nation decide how we're going to vote come election day, what do you say to voters about all this? Because there's been so many people from your own side of politics that have said there's a problem with it.
Well, I think you're right, Hamish. I think Australians are going to be faced with a choice at this election. A strong leader, such as Scott Morrison, with the track record and the runs on the board and a plan for the future, or Mr Albanese, who can't come out from behind the bushes and tell Australians who he is and what he stands for. I mean, he has to front up and face the tough questions, and I'm looking forward over the campaign for those tough questions to be asked and for us to actually understand who Mr Albanese is and what does he actually stand for and where does he want to take us as a nation, because right now we don't know.
Craig Kelly was out campaigning today. He got egged. We've obviously seen Albo facing off with some voters this week. The Prime Minister, of course, we all know, was taken to task in a pub. Katy, are you ready for what's going to come at you all as you're out campaigning? The electorate, it seems, is pretty febrile at the moment.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think there is a new level, or a level I haven't seen before, of some division and, you know, across the community, and we're seeing some of that roll out in these early days of the campaign. Look, I think the campaign's going to be pretty rugged. I hope that it's peaceful, and, you know, I think people have to be prepared to be accosted, or, you know, people confront them during the election campaign. And all of us deal with that from time to time, but, you know, being egged at or abused and things like that, hopefully there's not too much of that. You know, one of the great things about our country is that we have these free and fair elections, and if there's a change of government, it happens pretty smoothly. And, you know, like, I disagree with a large part of Bridget's politics, but, you know, we still get on together and we work together, and that's a real strength of our parliamentary system. So hopefully we can keep a lid on the extreme end of that stuff during this campaign.
That sounds so positive. Let's see if the friendship lasts.
Yeah, let's see. Bridget and Katy, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks.
Thank you.